everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand, head to the floor, we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we're gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then slide to the left.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday and hopefully it'll get a little bit better for you right now. It is Thanksgiving week and I know y'all can't wait to eat. I can't wait to eat. It's going to be a good day, hopefully for everyone. Well, listen, tonight we welcome a panel of filmmakers and they're here to discuss the ins and outs, challenges, and rewards of making films. Very diverse group and they will share some of their stories and some of their advice. And I think it's a great conversation, especially for aspiring actors and filmmakers out there. Then in Hot Topics, we're talking about everything from the sad passing of Kim Porter, who passed away last week. There's a lot of reaction, including Diddy and her oldest son, Quincy, broke their silence over the weekend. Then find out why a 30-year-old black guy got arrested in New Orleans. It's a ridiculous reason why he got arrested. But all that in Hot Topics. Then, of course, we have movie reviews, sports, fashion, and the best indie music out there. I want to remind you, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and, of course, our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. You can check us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Just go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com. When we come back, Hot Topics, right back after this.
Staring at the ceiling, girl, you a winner. How many licks just to get to your center? When I beat that batter, girl, I'ma fry them cakes with a cast iron skillet. You wake up, oh, we gon' get it in, get it in. Give you my love. We gon' turn this bedroom to a kitchen. Let's get up there. Oh, you can't get away, get away. Stop playing, girl, give me them cakes. Rolling and rolling, girl, between the sheets we rolling. Nothing but love in the moment. I got to have breakfast in bed. Squeezing and teasing. If you put it in my face, I'm eating. Nothing but love in the moment. I got to have breakfast in bed. Go hard like this all day. It feels so good when we shake and bake. You curl your toes and you grab my hand. This is the sound when we making man. Wake up. Oh, we gon' get it in, get it in. I'ma give you my love. We gon' turn this bedroom into a kitchen. Let's get up there. Oh, you can't get away, get away. We gon' get in my bed. Stop playing, girl, give me them K's.
On the beat is too flexing.
If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. Oh my baby, my African lady, oh. She's my lady, my beautiful baby, oh. Oh my lady, my African baby, oh. She's my lady, my fine sweetie, oh. See, I get the banana, a sweet, sweet banana. I get the banana, my big, big banana. You will like my banana, titi, sweetie banana. Oh my baby, fun, fun baby, oh. Oh my baby, my sweetie baby, oh yeah. Oh my baby, my fun baby, oh. So I say, I will give it to you, sucker, so. I say sucker, I will give it to you, my sucker, so. You will take it, sucker. If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. Oh my jula, oh weje, opa me kolebio. Na jula ya yenale, opa me kolebio. You know that the mono na jula, opa mo bleche. Wa opa me kolebio. Wa ye mo dale mo. Ale nyazi me ne mo dale mo, opa mo kolebio. Nyamale mo ne mo dale mo, opa me kolebio. Oh my baby, my African lady, oh. She's my lady, my beautiful baby, oh. Oh my lady, my African baby, oh. She's my lady, my fun sweetie, oh. Sweet, sweet baby. See, I get the banana, a sweet, sweet banana. I get the banana, my big, big banana. You will like my banana, titi, sweetie banana. Oh my baby, fun baby, oh. Tell you mama tell you you know that you male, tell you no you tell you male. If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home.
On the beat is too flexing.
Hey, yo, peace world. It's the Love King of R&B, Raheem Devon, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Keep it locked right here. Love life.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Thanksgiving week. Miss Parker, how you feeling?
Hey, happy Monday. Just ready for this week to be closer to Thanksgiving. Glad Monday's over.
What are you looking forward to eating? Well, first of all, I know you're cooking. Friendsgiving at your house. You're cooking. You throw down in the kitchen. For anyone that doesn't know that, Miss Parker can definitely cook her butt off. Last year I got there. That food was so good. What are you looking forward to eating?
I think everything. My favorite holidays are Halloween and Thanksgiving, and they're back to back. So this is pretty a pretty good time of the year for me. And Thanksgiving for me, the last 4 years I volunteer in the morning, and then last year I usually spend it with friends at other Friendsgivings, but last year I decided to have my own, and this year I'm having it again, and I'm looking forward to just having people over. We have so much fun. I like Thanksgiving just because it's not a gift thing, right? It's just like people getting together, being grateful for each other, loving each other, eating well, drinking well, laughing, having a good time. I think that for me, that's the part that I'm looking forward to. Yes, the food is awesome, and you get to eat as many plates as you want all day long. That's great all weekend long. But just being able to have people in your home or be around people, it's just a joyous holiday for me. I've never had a bad Thanksgiving, even when I was, going to a friend's house, and food and laughter and the idea of being grateful, I think, always resonate on that day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you talked about volunteering. I volunteered with you last year, and we're doing it again this year. But over the weekend, we were able to partner with one of our favorite organizations, Love Beyond Walls. Tell us about that event that we did this weekend.
Yeah, Love Beyond Walls, we've donated, thanks to you guys, a few times to them. They were one of our Christmas giveaway about 4 years ago. It's the founder, Terrence Lester. He was a gentleman who went viral because when he first started the organization, he actually slept in the park with homeless people for, I believe, 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 months, and then when I found out about him was a little bit after that. He was raising money, but what he did that time was he walked from here to D.C. To raise money, and then he like I said, slept in the park. He's done a number of these things to bring awareness to homelessness, and his big goal is that people, when you pass a homeless person, that you show them some dignity, right? That being poor is not a crime. These are people just like you and I. They deserve to be spoken to. That if you have time, have a conversation with them. Don't treat them, like they're some kind of like scared animal. Like some people across the street don't want to walk by them.
Yeah.
So it brings the community together with the homeless community where we can all interact with them. And he does this once a month, where he bring the community together to interact and help out where they can. Last month when I went to the outing, we fed the homeless, clothed them with some donations, and then just sat around and talked to them for hours.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so anyway, so that's the gist of the organization. But they're involved in the community in all kinds of ways. They have a center in East Point where the homeless can go and pick up supplies, and not just homeless, poor people. He has a documentary that's doing really well. I believe it's going to be on Amazon Prime. So when it does, I will make sure to post that.
Yeah, please do.
But an amazing documentary that I watched, and it was really well done. And he just does him and his wife and his team does a really great job in the community.
They do.
That poverty and poor people and homelessness is not a crime. But this time, this Saturday when you and I went, it was their holiday Hope for Thanksgiving program. There was clothes, food, turkey giveaway, food. They gave away bags of side dishes, canned stuff, dry food, and then also a turkey. And people can come there and find if they need gloves. And these were not homeless people. They did this in the community where it was people who were just low income and probably struggling, couldn't get a turkey or couldn't get all the fixing that they needed. They came by and got stuff. It was just really great to see. We donated shoes to the organization, and what they're going to do is they're going to keep those shoes for the homeless people when they do this program next month, because the homeless people are actually the ones who do all the walking, and they walk all day long from one place to another, so they have a greater need for shoes. So we donated 17 pairs of brand new athletic shoes. And thanks to you guys, we've been able to save money and
absolutely
have an account. Our listeners, yes. we have an account where whenever you guys donate to us, whatever program we're sponsoring, whatever's left over, we save that for the next time we can help out. So we really want to thank you guys for that. And
Absolutely.
So it's just a great organization. And on the 15th of December, we're actually going to do our own care packages. We're going to start collecting coats and financial donations to buy blankets and other things that we can do care packages and give out to the homeless downtown on December 15th. And we are going to invite you guys to come out with us. Whether or not you donate, you can come out and still help be a part of it. That will bring the community together and kind of see, people out there who are less fortunate, and that's going to help us, as far as our view and perspective on things that go on in our own lives. I know sometimes we get so caught up in our own lives that we can't see how fortunate we are. But I think that, being able to serve the community directly, you're not only serving the community, you're doing a service to yourself and reminding yourself of what's important. So we'll be doing that on December 15th. We're going to start raising money today. So we'll be posting about donations and all those things starting this week. And then, if you want to donate items, you can. If you want to donate financially, you can, and we'll buy the stuff. And the 14th we'll get together and put everything in care packages, and on the 15th we'll go and hand things out.
Yeah. And you'll be able to find more information on our website. But again, and I want to thank you, Ms. Parker, because she's taken the head on identifying different organizations and ways that we can get back to the community. And we can only do it with you all support, so we definitely appreciate you. Another thing that came out from this weekend, we ordered T-shirts. We have the new Stephen Knight Show T-shirts, and everyone was asking, where can I get a T-shirt? Where are those T-shirts? People were DMing me, texting me, commenting on pictures I posted. And so you can now get Stephen Knight Show T-shirt at our website, thestephenknightshow.com. If you go to Stephen Knight Show merch, it's in that section. There's also a link on our homepage. But you can order it, and then we'll get them out to you. But they're great quality shirts. Shout out to the lady who, our distributor. Do you remember her name, Miss Parker?
Yeah, it's Nikita. It's a friend of a friend, and so we're gonna tag her in our posting. She's gonna be moving forward. She's gonna be doing our shirts. She has an amazing business. Support black-owned businesses. We're gonna tag her Instagram and her Facebook moving forward. Yeah. And so if you guys have personal things that you want to order from her, she does an amazing job, quality. Great quality. Yeah. I'm excited about the shirts. I don't know why we didn't think of this sooner, but I'm glad we have them now, and we can move forward with them. Yes. And her page on Instagram, by the way, is Tinsley SPCO. So it's TINSLEY SPCO. So definitely follow her, connect with her. She does a great job, and she gets the shirts to you in a great period of time. So shout out to her again for helping us out. And again, you can go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com, for information on how you can help us in our Christmas give back this year with the homeless community, as well as how you can get a T-shirt. All right, so all that, Miss Chike Evans, how's it going?
How are you, sir?
I cannot complain. This is a great time of year, one of my favorite times of year. But it's also a tiring time of year because there's so much going on.
Hey, TK.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it's a lot. Hey, Miss Parker, what's going on?
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. But it's work. Work don't stop for me. I'm in the process of promoting a film, and I'm trying to hit these film festivals. So this is crunch time for me. I've been working hard. I'm actually going to be working through Thanksgiving coming up. And I'm with you, Ms. Parker. Getting together with family and loved ones is, what Thanksgiving is all about. But I won't be doing any of that this year. I am going to eat, though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm going to eat, and I'm spoiling myself. Shout out to Chef Khalil Waichi. He's going to be making my Thanksgiving dinner for me.
Awesome.
And I'm having Thanksgiving catered.
Awesome. Yeah. Can't beat that.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Well, let's get into these hot topics. We have a few because our panel discussion is kind of lengthy, but it's very important conversation and a great conversation. And so we're going to tackle just a few of the hot topics, and then we'll get into everything else. All right, so last Thursday, we all know the sad news that Kim Porter unexpectedly passed away. And over the weekend, a lot of tributes went out on social media from Rihanna, Tina Lawson, T.I., and then Diddy, who had kind of stayed quiet. He fathered her youngest 3 children. He mourned yesterday on Instagram and Twitter. He posted pictures and various messages. One of them, he said, "For the last 3 days, I've been trying to wake up out of this nightmare, but I haven't. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, baby. I miss you so much. Today, I'm going to pay tribute to you. I'm going to try and find the words to explain our unexplainable relationship. We were more than best friends. We were more than soulmates. We were some other and I miss you so much. Super Black Love." And then he made a lot of posts. Another one, he said, "Words can explain forever and ever and ever, infinity and beyond. I'll raise our family just like you taught me. Love you forever. I can't believe this F." Shaking my head. And then he posted a video of her dancing, saying she loved to dance. Thanking everyone for your prayers and support. God is the greatest. He woke you up today to see another day. Please don't take it for granted. Let's go, people. He wasn't the only family member to pay tribute. Kim's oldest son, Quincy, also broke his silence, as well as Diddy's other children's mothers. They paid tribute, as well as Cassie as well, just showing their respect publicly. What are your thoughts on this unexpected death? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's our thoughts can be nothing but sadness for the family.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's unfortunate. She was 47 years old, seemed to be well loved and a good soul and a good spirit. You just never know. We can talk about, if you're not feeling well, make sure you check yourself in the hospital. It's pneumonia. I've had pneumonia. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just think that when it's your time, it's up on this earth. That's when you leave. So while you're here, just make the best out of it. Just make sure you remind yourself every day of what's really important, and the things that are not important, don't let it bother you. And that's kind of what I try to live my life. And yeah, I get annoyed here and there, but I'm easily overthink, because guess what? It doesn't matter. I'm healthy. I'm breathing. I'm doing well. And that's, and I have people around me that love me and I love dearly. Those are things that matter.
Very
so
true.
I think when things like this happen, it just reiterates the fact that we're blessed to be here. Every single day is a gift.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's not promised. And the best thing we can do as people is to love the people in our lives.
Very true. Very true. Chike?
Very well said, Ms. Parker. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Ms. Parker. And I've had a couple people come to me and ask me, why was this so impactful? Why were people reacting to it the way that they were? Like she was a celebrity. People didn't know who Kim Porter was. Kim Porter goes way back to the New Jack Swing. She's been around for a long time,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of people knew her. She's been in the industry. She may not have always been in the forefront, but she's always had her hand in something in the industry. And so when it comes to that era of music and the arts and modeling and all that, she was someone.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very sad. And then again, our prayers and thoughts are with her family and those who loved her. All right, so Real Housewives of Atlanta was on last night, and things kind of got a little awkward when the DeVoes, Shamari DeVoe and her husband, Ronnie, who's in New Edition, Shamari was actually in the singing group Black. And so they were introduced on the show last night, and people weren't really accepting of their personalities. Fans really took issue with Shamari and Ronnie. Everything, they said they weren't humble about their accomplishments. At one point, Shamari and Ronnie showed themselves recording a Jay-Z and Beyonce styled song, and Shamari told everyone her group Black was on the same level as Escape. Following that, Ronnie handed out some unsolicited performance advice to Candy. Shamari had a performance, her group Black, I guess they're trying to get back on the map, and they had a performance. She invited all the women, and Candy, went, and Ronnie came out to say hi to the ladies, and now mind you, Candy, Escape booked Ronnie's group. It's not New Edition or Beverly Well, it's the new group they have, but they're opening for Escape on tour, and so his wife asked Ronnie if he had any advice for Candy, and he said that he said that they did a great show. They sound great, but their placement, song placement, he criticized that. And Candy was kind of taken back because, first of all, we're not here about critiquing me. We booked you. We're here to critique your wife. And so it's just kind of a lot of strange things. People were very annoyed by their appearance last night. Miss Parker, did you watch? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I watched because I've met Ronnie a few times. I was at Keith Sweat's show about August or so when I was in LA.
Right.
And I've met Ronnie a few times here, and then they were performing at Keith Sweat. They opened for him there. They were one of the opening acts there at his show. And so, his personality is fun, but I never took it to be as cocky or, just how it came across on TV. I think really what happened is they both went in too hard and tried too hard.
Yeah.
I think they probably came up with this scheme of how they're going to be this fun, we're going to just, I think it just seemed just forced, right? It didn't seem genuine to me. I've never met her. I've met him a few times, and that he did not come across that way to me. So I don't know if it's just because sometimes when you're on TV, you're trying to
play the camera,
and you're trying to be rebooked, and you're trying to camera, and you're trying to make sure you're on the next season. So that may have played a role into it. I don't think TV is for everybody.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think TV is for most people, right? So I think people just figure they're gonna go on TV, and it's going and sometimes it ruins your career more so than it does good for it.
Yeah.
Just some people just don't belong on TV. And so I think, whoever else is going on next time, just be mindful of that. Like, is that something you really want to do? Or does it just look good or sound good? I just, they just didn't come across well at all. And I don't think they're going to be on, because I think what's going to happen is the editors are going to start cutting their scenes a little bit more as the season go on. And they're going to be on less and less because fans are starting to complain.
Yeah. Chiki, I know you didn't watch, but what are your thoughts on reality people joining reality shows and how it can impact their career?
I mean, if you look at it from the business standpoint, what it's done to help people bridge onto another part of their career, like as a stepping stone, it's wonderful. It suits its purpose. But when you start to affect pop culture off of something that you're not living up to, that's not your reality, and it becomes a problem, then they're nothing but like commercials. That's all they are. They're what can I sell next? What can I peddle next? Who's going to be my sponsor? That's basically what it is. So then they start selling themselves off. That's when I tune out.
It's true.
Now, if it's like documentary style and you're teaching me something as we go along, then yes, I'm into it. Or you're showing me something like behind the scenes of something, how things working, your real life, yeah. But that other stuff is fodder. I can't absorb it and get nutrients from it. I can't do anything with that.
It's interesting because we've seen a lot of celebrities get on reality shows, and it can, because in our mind we have this imagination of what a person's like based on their work, like their music or their movies or whatever. But then when you really get to see that person for who they really are, or they try to portray, it can really bite them in the butt. Now, you remember Kelly Price, who's a friend of our show. Love her to death. She, a great example. Yeah, I mean, she went on R&B Divas, and people were like, "This is Kelly Price." Oh no, you know what I mean? And it didn't help her career at all. It turned a lot of people off from her. So people have to be careful.
And the reality of that is, they took what they want out of it. They were getting reactions out of her, and they took what they wanted out of it, and they used it against her.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. Why do you think Faith escaped? She jumped off.
Sure did.
Her own show. She was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they have a beautiful family, by the way, but it'll be interesting to see how they engage the rest of the show. Well, Candy and Portia seem to be like they had let go of their beef, but now they're beefing again. As previously reported, Candy hinted that she knew Portia's fiance, Dennis McKinley, on Sunday's episode, and she revealed really what she meant. So there was a scene they were at the Old Lady Gang location, and her friend Carmen and Portia's ex-assistant Jamie were discussing the trip they took to Miami last week, and Portia's boo. Now things got especially interesting, however, when Jamie revealed that one of her friends dated Dennis for several years before allegedly broke things off for Portia. He broke it off for Portia. Jamie said, yeah, I know him. My friend dated him. When we were in Africa, she found out because her friend texted her and said that he's with Portia now. And so it was a big situation. She was crying. Candy said, you mean she didn't know he was dating somebody? That can't be right because I know a couple of girls that he was dating during that time. Candy also noted that she knows someone whose name that Dennis tattooed the name on the face. Jamie confirmed that her friend also he tattooed her friend's face on the body too. So apparently what his thing is, he falls in love quickly. He gets tattoos. He winds and dines these girls until it's, whatever happens. So they had that scene going on. Then Portia was explaining her mom, telling her about the guy and how he got her tattoo and how she knows it's going to be her husband and all this thing. Mind you, they've been together for 5 months. 5 months, and they're getting tattoos. They're engaged. They're all this. Can it be too soon?
I don't have any opinion on any of that, but I think that Candy should stay out of it. Because one reason is same thing was happening with her when she got with
Todd,
with her husband, and even after she was married to her husband, Ty, and she didn't like that. So just stay out of people's relationship. And Atlanta is this small. Everybody dates everybody. Just in my circle, it's like 3 or 4 people that dated each other. It's just that's
right.
Atlanta, okay? And so if she chose to do that, I'm sure Portia and I walking around. I'm sure she dated people that he probably knows as well. But if she's happy, I would leave it alone. If I know so much tea and dirt on people, but I give them the chance to be happy on their own, because you never know which relationship is going to work out. I just think sometimes we just throw so much negativity on people's relationship without really knowing, or without giving them a chance to just make it work. So I don't know if it's too soon or whatever else they have going on, but I just think Candy should stay out of it.
What do you think if the tables were turned? So say that you were dating someone that a passive friend of yours knew of. Would you want to know what they know about him or no?
No.
Okay. Chike, what are your thoughts?
The same.
Okay.
Stay out. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business. And
Todd did tell Candy to stay out of it. And she said she was,
especially at their ages, I just think it's petty. And I was trying to figure out if she was doing it because I watched this episode because I wanted to see Ronnie and his wife. But I just thought it was so petty. Like, are you doing this because you kind of want to add drama to the show because that's the storyline? I get it, it's your money. Or are you just doing this because you're really like that petty? It's just like, even if you have beef with Portia, you had the same issue with your husband being in everybody's mouth, and you did not like that. Mm-hmm. So moving forward, I was like, oh, yeah, I've heard of him, and keep it moving. Now, anything that she said will come out because Atlanta is already small. People are going to say those same things to Portia from somebody else. Let somebody else tell her. It's her job.
That's true. All right, our last topic. So, this is a crazy thing to happen. So, okay, how do I say this? Everyone knows if I say I'm going to the bathroom, I'm about to blow this up. They know what I mean, right? You know what I mean, right? If I'm about to blow it up, okay. Right. Well, this man, 30-year-old New Orleans resident, Arthur Posey, was walking down Canal Street in New Orleans, and he dipped into Willie's Chicken Shack and allegedly said, I'm about to blow this. Y'all need to close this restaurant. I'm about to blow it up. The staff called the police on him, say he was making bomb threats. The police come to the restaurant, and he's explaining, no, I wasn't making a bomb threat. He's explaining what he meant. They still arrested him on 2 charges of counts of community false information and plan of arson. So now he has to hire an attorney to drop the charges. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, what restaurant was this?
It was called Willie's Chicken Shack.
Oh, Willie's, yeah. Well, with Willie's, you probably don't want to close Willie's. Someone blowing that nut.
Poor guy.
I mean, it's the culture we live in now. That's the world we live in now.
I mean, can you imagine when the police come like, oh, no, that's not what I meant? Well, poor guy. Well, listen, I'm going to cut Hot Topic short today. We have a lot to discuss of our discussion panel. But thank you so much, Ms. Parker. I look forward to being at your house and tearing up this Thanksgiving food. Chike, I'll see your movie reviews. Oh, and on our segment.
Yes, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving, Chike, to you and your friends and family, and happy Thanksgiving to the listeners.
Happy Thanksgiving.
To you.
We'll be right back after this.
Bye.
She likes to read books on philosophy. She only eats at small cafes. She questions every single part of me. She makes me better every day. It's not the way she styles her hair or the designer clothes she wears. Her silhouette's one of a kind, but most of all, she's got a beautiful mind. She's got a beautiful mind. She's got a beautiful mind. So many girls I see are wild and lovable, but I'm looking for my queen, my Claire Huxtable. The black American dream, it sounds so wonderful. The only thing I need, my Claire Huxtable. My Claire, my Claire Huxtable. My Claire, my Claire Huxtable. We'll be in a brownstone and BK, listen to Stevie and Coltrane. I know that she out there for me. Oh yeah, have us a few kids one day, a couple of Lisa, a Bonays. I know that she out there for me. Oh yeah, so many girls I see are wild and lovable, but I'm looking for my queen, my Claire Huxtable. The black American dream sounds so wonderful. Everything I need, my Claire Huxtable. My Claire, 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 my Claire Huxtable. Be in a brownstone and BK, listen to Stevie and Coltrane. I know that she out there for me. Claire Huxtable. Have us a few kids one day, a couple of Lisa, a Bonays. I know that she out there for me. Claire Huxtable. So many girls I see are wild and lovable, but I'm looking for my queen, my Claire Huxtable. The black American dream sounds so wonderful. Only thing I need, my Claire Huxtable. Another one, bro. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. Slight work, slight work. Slight work, slight work, slight work. I'ma get right, bro. Millie Rock, Millie Rock.
All I know is niggas gon' hate. All I know is fuck me.
Millie Rock, Millie Rock.
Money make the world go. All I know is that the money won't change. Hey. All I know is niggas gon' hate. All I know is fuck you. All I
know is that the money won't change me. All I know is that the money won't change me. All I know is that the money won't change me. All I know is that the money won't change me. All I know is that the money won't change me.
Stack money, yeah, I'm living great. If it ain't about money, niggas gotta wait. Bezel say he wears great. Driving foreign to the 8, ain't a riddle, but it got New York plates. And these bitches don't love you, they around cause the money. Only chasing money, honey. Change my ways, now y'all call me funny. But boy, yeah, I'm really hungry. Head high when it get ugly, I want my music through the country. So y'all could really hate. Bitches state to state, girl, we don't really date. I just let y'all niggas hate. I'm me and Najee at the gate. Big cuz home, man, I couldn't wait. Big bucks, Jigga Joe. All I know, never love a hoe. All I know, move differently. All I know, get this gritty. Niggas know me. All I know is told through my fucking city.
All I know is niggas gon' hate.
Low dude.
All I know is fuck you, pay me.
Fuck you.
All I know is money make the world go.
Make it go.
All I know is that the money won't change me.
Change me.
All I know is niggas gon' hate.
They gon' hate.
All I know is fuck you, pay me.
Fuck you.
All I know is money make the world go.
Make it go.
All I know is that the money won't change me.
Millie rock, Millie rock, Millie rock, whoa.
All I know is that the money won't change me.
Hit the Millie rock, hit the Millie rock.
All I know is that the money won't change me.
All I know, I gotta talk my shit. Freeze Ray on my neck. Designer outfit, only rock valid shit. Only whip valid whip. Shorty, I ain't coming through if it ain't a valid trip. Yeah, I let them 32s, 15, valid shit. Drill time, had it lit. Fuck your bitch. I got a split. You should give me top, but I don't lick the clip. I chase all the money, can't wait to be rich. Niggas, they be switching. Haters better listen. Get off my dick. I only got money vision. Niggas not in my division. My attention will be given. I know y'all hate how I'm living well. Lil' dude, cuz all I know is niggas gon' hate. All I know is fuck you, pay me. All I know is money make the world go. All I know is that the money won't change me. All I know is niggas gon' hate. All I know is fuck you, pay me. All I know is money make the world go, make it go. All I know is that the money won't change me. All I know is that the money won't change me. Won't change me. Won't change me.
All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Ricardo Grim Hot in the airwaves. Right now, you listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Hey, don't go to sleep without saying your prayer.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Now tonight we're starting a 2-part series on the film industry. Next week in part 2 we welcome a panel of ladies in the industry to help us weigh in on this topic. But tonight it's about the fellas. They're here to give their perspectives. I'm going to introduce the panel and then we're going to get into it. All right, first up we have our very own Chike Evans. What's going on, Chike?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good. Tell us why you wanted to, before we get into it, why you wanted to have this discussion panel.
Well, you know, movies, that's just my thing. That's
right.
just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've, over the course of, working on this show and the exposure that this show has given me, to the other aspects of the arts, and I've landed in, filmmaking and found a home. And a brotherhood and sisterhood of people of the like spirit. And I just want to share them with the world. They're creating some wonderful things out here. And I just need a light shined on them. So this is my contribution.
Most definitely. So one thing, when we introduce everyone, I'm going to ask them to answer. And I know it's hard, especially for people in the industry. What is your favorite movie? So Chike, you start us off. What's your favorite movie?
I have a lot, but I guess the one that I continue to go back to is Love Jones.
Love Jones, okay.
I think that is a very powerful movie about black love, and it's displayed in a way without all that negative black stuff.
Most definitely.
It's done very beautifully, and I think it's a very classic movie.
All right. Jamar Hill.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. And yourself?
Can't complain, bro.
I hear that.
I'm a little exhausted.
And me and you both. We're going to get through it. We'll get through it. What's your favorite movie?
I think Chike seen my Instagram last night and took my idea. I posted the scene of Love Jones last night, but I wound up deleting it. But I'm gonna say Love and Basketball.
Okay.
I think that was I think that's a classic. For one, me coming from a ball playing prospect, and at the time in high school and doing that whole basketball run, I think that was a film that showed love differently.
Most definitely.
It showed you how to manage both the love for the game and then your love life. And I think being in this business, as a filmmaker, it is hard to juggle two things. Unless you've been in it from the rip, it's different. But that's a classic right there for me.
Most definitely. All right, Damon Darrell. Oh, Darrell, excuse me. Damon Darrell. Welcome to the show.
Darrell, you had it right.
Oh, it is Darrell? My bad. Okay. Welcome to the show, Damon Darrell. All right. And your favorite movie?
It might be a little cliche-ish, but I'm going to have to stick with Scarface.
Okay, yeah.
And probably always will be.
Okay.
I just love the way the story was put together. Some of the historical events and just the way everything was told and composed. It amazed me. And back when it was on the, remember the VHS? They had the two VHS tapes where you had to switch in the VCR.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I burned a few of those out. Just the story was just even to this day. It's just kind of, and it's kind of weird that I would say this, but I just admire the drive that the character had, and it just kind of relates to what I want in life.
Yeah.
You want something, you got to go hard at it. You might not go as hard as he did,
right?
But still put your all into it and just go after it.
Most definitely. All right, Max Cole, welcome to the show.
Thank you all for the opportunity to chat it up tonight, and shout out to the other filmmakers on this line. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. What's your favorite movie?
I'm not going to break my promise. I promised I would never say my favorite movie because I would always listen back and cringe because so many great movies have been produced.
It's true.
So I will say that my latest favorite movies are Bad Time at the El Royale.
Okay.
And Black Klansman.
Okay.
And I would say a throwback, if I were to go back in time and think about a movie that impacted me, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I thought that was really well written and a really unique flick. But I thought Black Klansman was, Spike Lee, I thought it was one of his best. And Bad Times was shot real unique, had a good visual style to it, and was just fresh. It felt very unique, so I like that style of filmmaking.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice. All right, Rashid Wiles.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show tonight. Favorite movie?
Oh man, just like everybody else, it's hard to say the favorite, but one movie that stands out to me is a Spike Lee film, Jungle Fever. It was sold as a interracial love story, which was, it very much was that, but the heart of the film was actually drug abuse and the damage it does to a family.
Yeah.
So that always blew me away. I went in there expecting one thing and just was like, and to top it off, Stevie Wonder's my favorite artist, so to have Stevie Wonder do the soundtrack, can't go wrong.
Ice on the cake, right? And then we have the Farm Twins, Trevor and Troy. Trevor, we'll start with you. Welcome to the show.
Yo. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to all the other filmmakers and on the line also. And thanks for having us. I guess I'll have to take this in a different direction, coming from an actor's perspective. There's just so many great films out there that I could say are favorites, but Denzel Washington is actually the best acting performer for myself, and pretty much all the films that he's done, like Malcolm X and The Hurricane and The Great Debaters. I love to see when an actor can, portray a character and you actually feel like you're looking at that character.
Right.
Like Jamie Foxx. I saw Ray, I just thought that was Ray.
Yeah.
So coming from an actor's perspective, what makes a film great for me is when I can see these true stories and an actor portray that character, and it's no longer that actor. It's now Malcolm X you're watching as opposed to watching Denzel Washington.
Exactly.
So those are pretty much my favorite films. There's a plethora of them, but from an acting perspective, I would just have to say any of the great performances that were true story performances are pretty much my favorites.
All right. And last but definitely not least, Troy.
What's up, Philly? Shout out to everybody. Thank you all for doing this, and I'm glad to be a part of it. For me, I would have to say something like The Color Purple if I want to go back.
Yeah.
And that stands out for me because it's just a film that turned out so many tremendous actors, were involved in that project.
Mm-hmm.
And, my brother and I have that close relationship, so I like the story of the sisters. And, I thought that the story was tremendous. And, some people might look at it that it portrayed black people in a negative light, but it was a realistic light. It was, what those times or what that
especially
area
the time,
was.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it just turned out so many phenomenal actors from that movie.
Yeah.
Went on to become, what they became. So that sticks out in my mind.
All right. Well, again, everyone, welcome to the show. Let's get into some of the discussion points. So, one thing, Chike, you always have said on the show throughout the years is that you feel like sometimes the storylines in indie movies are in many ways better than some of the major films, and maybe because creative freedom, not as much press from like the powers that be. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
So, you being a musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's that thing of when artists put out that first CD, they put their all into it because they have their whole life
right
still into that first piece of art. It's kind of that way in the indie world. It's that machine is not behind you, so you're just spilling what you know organically into a film, hoping that it can grow and rise into something where you have the majors who are basically orchestrating what gets put out because they're trying to meet, quarters and budgets and dollars and cents. They're thinking about it that way. When in the indie world, a lot of them are about the artistry, just the sheer artistry.
Yeah, that's true.
So the storylines tend to be have more texture and meat to them.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
Anyone else want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, this is Rashid. Absolutely. You can take the risk as a independent filmmaker that Hollywood doesn't allow you to take a lot of times. I mean, you can just get some people together, tell the story you want to tell. You don't have anybody telling you, oh, no, don't do this, don't do that. No, you can say this, you can't say that. So you can get out there and do your thing.
Yeah, very true.
And, once you get to the next level, it's not always like that. We see cats that we love as independent filmmakers. Sometimes they may go on and do bigger films, and it's so formulaic. And it's like, oh, well, they have people to answer to. You don't have anybody to answer to when you're an independent filmmaker.
That's true. And talk about the importance of, anyone can take this question, of like film festivals, especially for like indie films. A lot of smaller films indie films have become massive because of these film festivals. Who can speak on that?
Yeah,
I can. This is Mark.
Okay.
So, Mac, you want to go first?
I'll make it quick. It's up to you, man. I'm good.
Okay, I'll
you
let you
go ahead
first. I'll make it quick as well. Go ahead, bro.
All right. The film festivals have been everything. I think from an exposure standpoint, it's everything for an independent filmmaker. Particularly in the ones that fly under radar, the film festivals that promote content that's produced by people of color.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to send a shout out to all of those festivals because I think they are, allowing certain stories to be told by people that typically sort of fly under radar in the community. So I've got a lot of love for that. But in terms of film festivals, I think that they are a critical component to us as creatives. And really, in a lot of ways, one of the best outlets that we have from a public standpoint outside of social media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing, too, is I think that a lot of film festivals are recognizing work in a lot of different ways from an awards standpoint, but not only that, from a connection standpoint and from an exposure standpoint, too. They're a great place to really connect with other filmmakers and people that are creating actors, producers, cinematographers, et cetera.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, totally agree with Max on that. And just to piggyback off of it, it creates a hub in the community for filmmakers, and independent filmmakers. And you think about Hollywood and other filmmakers having a platform. I think film festivals give us as independent filmmakers a platform to share our voice, share our stories, in ways that we wouldn't been able to have in, any other circumstance. So I think for anyone, it's a great opportunity for your voice to be able to be heard and to be able to show the creativity that you have, to be able to produce that next level content, if you're able to, maybe someone that's there in the crowd is an investor or from another studio that may love your work, So I think it's just another opportunity for filmmakers to be able to showcase what they're able to do and also give them a voice where they feel like they could be heard.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And obviously,
I want to add something. That this is Trev, actually, Twin Trev. I want to add something, and this is pretty much for everybody who's on the phone now, because a lot of the guys, we know each other, and some of us we don't. But I think it's really important for all of us who are here on this call today to make sure that we are in support of each other, because not only is this independent film, we got to remember that this is we are independent minority filmmakers, because there's independent films out there that are made by the people who control the industry, which of course are the Jewish people and the people who actually have their thumb on everything. We got to make sure that we're supporting each other, not only as minority filmmakers, as independent filmmakers, but as minorities, because that puts us in a whole nother category, whether it's independent film, Hollywood, whatever. We don't want to be those people who are not enterprising within ourselves. We have to support each other to, more than everybody else does, because we are independent, minority filmmakers. We got to support each other at all times, no matter what.
Very true. Very true.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, a movie like Black Panther was not an indie film by any means. But what was the significance, in your opinion, of a movie coming out like that and being as successful as it was or has been?
This is Mark. I could start with that question. I guess for it to, majority of it being all black cast for one. From cast to crew, and directing and people in the seats that's really calling the shots. I think it was really a big moment for us as African Americans, and we're talking about us being the minorities and moving up in the industry and making way for ourselves. So I think that being able to those people being able to be there and make history the way that they did just proved that we do have the talent, we do have the people, we do have the resources, because there was a time in the industry where they say black faces didn't sell.
Right, exactly.
So we're at the point now where we're proving black faces can sell. We've proven that we have the talent. We've proven that we're able to do it. So with a film like that, I think it just gives us people like us hope that one day, if you look at Ryan Coogler and you look at how many films he has done, before he actually got that big boost to be able to do Creed and Black Panther.
Right.
Like, we're only one project away from having an opportunity for that to be us. But kind of like, we were speaking about earlier, we all have to be in constant support of each other to be able to achieve that as well. Because those things won't happen if we are not supporting each other. We're just concerned only about what we're doing and not praising each other.
That's true. True. And also the way...
Piggyback on that.
Amen.
I'm sorry. I was here. This is Trev. I want to piggyback on my brother has a response to. I agree with everything that Mark just said. I think the beauty about Black Panther was that it did exactly what he said, because you have so many people in the mainstream industry telling you that, a black lead actor is not bankable, or, a black director is not bankable. And, and just to see that portrayed where African Americans were in this, this powerful position, and it wasn't the typical films you'll see, which are the films that we all can relate, remember as far as blacks in slavery, like those kinds of things. The Black Panther, outside of the Marvel and the superhero thing, it showed this part of Africa in a powerful position.
Yeah.
Which is good for all of us as African Americans in this country, and it shows that a black director is $1 billion bankable, and a black actor can make $1 billion film, and just like you said, the fact that all of us, my brother and I, went to see the film 3 times, and every time we went to see that film, there was more white people in the film than black.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, why is this theater that this should not be one seat in here for a white person, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm.
As far as I'm concerned, this should be filled with us supporting ourselves. Why is that? I mean, we have to support each other. We can't expect somebody else to support us if we're not supporting each other.
Sure. Sure.
And I think the image was important because we have our, it's a shame that you have to say this, but you have to say our heroes, like our heroes have to be separate from their heroes. You take Spawn and you take, guys like Luke Cage and things like that. I think it was important for our kids to see a hero that they could identify with, and also see the beauty of Africa and see, how, here's a superhero that wasn't from the underworld or nothing like that. It was a positive image for our kids to have a hero that they can relate to, and, as far as that went. So that's why I thought it was important. Not how much money it made, but I thought the positive images of it is what made it so phenomenal for me.
Mm-hmm. The funny story.
This is Damon.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick, from a global perspective, just to see how it crossed the borders and how it affected people on the international level it was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen in my lifetime anything, that I could relate to that, just on a global scale. And even down to the behind the scenes, it opened up doors for Ryan Coogler to just kind of, those stories he told when he was doing the research and he went to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I think those stories are important just to hear. He's a filmmaker, he's a black filmmaker. It's just like, wow, this is something that really resonated with something within me. And I'm just so grateful that they actually opened the doors, and he was able to open the doors behind the scenes of like an engine of Marvel, but from something that I could relate to.
Right.
I thought that was just a phenomenal opportunity.
Yeah, I read about this funny story. I guess this teacher gave her class an assignment about writing about a different, location or area, and this kid wrote about Wakanda, and turned it in, and the teacher did not realize Wakanda wasn't a real place. And so, like, all right. But yeah, I thought that was funny.
I wouldn't tell you this. If you have kids and then Halloween just passed, I was just amazed to see how many non-African American kids running around in Black
Panther, right?
Yeah. I went to Comic-Con. I went to New York Comic-Con my first time, and I seen so many white kids with Black Panther outfits on.
Wow.
Some Indians, Arabs with with Black Panther outfits on. It was amazing.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Right. Yep.
By the way, another thing to add to that is that it was a good depiction of positive black images.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, especially with the cycle of negativity that we're often subjected to.
Yep.
It was really a fantastic portrayal of just beautiful black people and a really good story.
Yeah.
They even went so far as to make all of the women warriors who were all bald.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was very powerful because so many of our black sisters are under this impression that if you don't have a weave, that you're not beautiful. And, and I didn't see not one person in that film that I didn't think was gorgeous. So your hair does not dictate who you are. Your beauty. And that Black Panther and the Wakandan women, they were strong women. They they were fighters and warriors and beautiful. I mean, you can't. It was amazing.
I think that was a big message. Just Mark, I think there was a big message in that as well. Just the woman piece of that period. Because we talk about that and we talk about men. In a sense, and I thought it was a really great time in a period where women were dealing with things with women, and they were praising women inside of the film. So I thought that was really, really amazing, you know, because a lot of young girls don't have that type of hero to look up to. We got, you know, Black Panther, you know, even Green Lantern was black. We're not gonna get into that story, but
exactly,
we got Green Lantern. You know, we have like a lot of other heroes, but they are men characters. No matter the color, they're men-driven characters. But whatever women-driven characters, like they came out with Wonder Woman and all that stuff. But I'm glad to see that they did that for the woman, that gives someone that has a daughter, you know, that sense of security. And my daughter was happy and excited to be a part of that. So, you know, I think that's just a good message in that.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
By the way, men and women working together for a common goal.
Yeah. That was important.
Yeah.
That was very important. Well, let's talk about the Me Too movement. Obviously, that is taking over industries across the board. How do you think, well, I have two questions. One question is, how has the Me Too movement impacted the film industry as a whole? And do you think there's as many situations where people are affected by the Me Too movement in the independent film industry?
I'll actually take the lead on that. This is Trev. My brother and I have pretty much worked in law enforcement for, you know, the better part of 20 years.
Okay.
And the unfortunate thing about the Me Too movement is that, you know, in reality, there are people who are just abusing, who are opportunists. They're just abusing, you know, their opportunity for either one, financial gain, or two, some kind of, you know, 5 minutes of fame, or both, or financial gain and 5 minutes of fame. And it's just unfortunate that they're doing that, you know, for all of us who are brothers and, you know, who have sisters and mothers and daughters and stuff, that when you set that kind of a precedent where everybody's just coming out, oh, guess what? He touched me too, and he did this. It's just really bad, because the reality is that all that stuff happen? You know, in the world of law, we don't know. All we have is your statement. You know, 30 years later, or how many years later, you're saying that somebody did X, Y, and Z to you. He could have done that. He could have not. But the way that the scale of law works is that, you know, they have to investigate these things. They have to, you know, bring it to the forefront, especially when it's somebody who is, you know, in a prestigious position like Bill Cosby. You know, you have to do that because of who he is, because of, you know, the things that he has, the perception that we all have. You know, Bill Cosby was the American dad, and now guess what? The American dad did this, and, you know, he mollied people and all the other accusations that it's unfortunate, because, you know, some of that may be accurate, and the reality is that a lot of it is probably completely inaccurate. And, you know, so as far as to have this movement where everybody's saying Me Too, how do we view that? How do we, you know, what is the validity behind it? Is it how many people are actually telling the truth? How many people are just, you know, out for, you know, to be an opportunist? And it's just a fine line, and, you know, we as men, we just have to be, you know, careful, as, you know, again, us as minority men, we have to be careful what we do, and, you know, and just try to, you know, to tread lightly, because everybody's going to be looking to, you know, once you reach a certain, of course, nobody's going to do that to, you know, black homeless man. You know, they're going to come after Bill Cosby. They're going to come after the LeBron James and the people, you know, where it's of some benefit.
Right.
So again, I'm not saying that to say that, you know, Bill Cosby didn't do anything. I don't know. I wasn't there. And guess what? Nobody doesn't know. None of us were there. So, you know, it's unfortunate. It really is.
I think for me, from a filmmaker standpoint, this is Troy. It makes it difficult to network with, you know, women, pretty women. It's kind of hard, especially when it comes to casting. And, you know, I can understand where the sisters, the ladies are coming from. You know, they some of them have this wall up, or they have this you know, they're on guard all the time. You know, whose intentions are good, whose intentions are bad. You know, is this legit? Is the company legitimate? Is this, you know, what is this person after? You know, this casting couch conversation comes in. It's just unfortunate, because it makes it hard for us to actually, you know, make films and have people put in their trust in you, because it's going on. It's going so bad now. It has, you know, it's hard to put their trust in you to make a movie.
You know, I just think as an African American man, you just have to really watch the line that you walk. It's just, I mean, I don't think there's a formula. You just have to watch everything that you do, and I think that's always been what we had to do throughout history. I mean, one of the rules I have, you know, when I'm working on something, typically my wife is always there and around, and I never say anything to anybody that I'll never say in front of my wife while she's standing right there in front of everybody.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
as hard as it might be, you know, we just have to take that extra due diligence and say, I can't say this. This opportunity is not a time for me to say something off the wall because it can come back and bite you. It's just, we've always had to do and go beyond extra and go the extra mile. And this is something no different. We just have to exercise more restraint. And it's unfortunate, but it's just the truth.
That's reality.
Yeah, got to tread lightly, no question.
I can agree on that, 100%. This is Mark, the same way. The majority of the time my wife is working with me in the business, and whatever I'm able to say things in front of her that, if it's, I know I won't say it in front of her is out of line. And I think everybody has that fine line of understanding that, based on how it shifts in the industry, it does make casting at times a little bit more difficult. But I think it also brings, a sense of boundaries and borders, to what is actually going on, even surrounding males and females. Because the Me Too movement started with females, but, Terry's Crews came out, so then it was other things about men, and people being touched, other men being touched and stuff like that, and boys. So I think it just creates boundaries and borders, that it could be positives and negatives because it can put people up on guard. But it also starts a thing in this industry that the stigma of you got to give me this in order to get that. It's kind of like leaving. It's kind of ending that era of that stigma, even though that still may reside for a little bit. I think more people think about that more because it's either do I want to go through my career crashing and burning? I've spent 20 years to build this, and then it's burnt down in 20 seconds, all because I decided to touch this girl or this boy, or tell them if they give me this, I'll give them this role. So I think it makes that decision for those people much more difficult, where it stops that, because it's something that clearly definitely needs to stop, because everybody deserves a fair chance, because I believe everybody that comes with a talent should be awarded for what they give.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Well said.
Well, let's go to streaming platforms, Netflix, Amazon, streaming services and whatnot. How has that changed the game for indie films? I mean, I love Netflix and I see some of the best movies, and they're not mainstream. How has it changed for you all as filmmakers and actors? How has it changed the game for you all?
Well, this is Rashida. It changed the game greatly because there was very limited spots when films were just being released theatrically. So now there's so many avenues now that we can go. You know what I'm saying, and get our product produced and shown to the world. So it's great, man. You know what I mean? A lot of black filmmakers are getting more and more opportunities, right? Because everybody isn't Ryan Coogler, right? Everybody can't make Black Panther, but you know what? You can maybe get something on Hulu or get something on Amazon, or you know what I mean, and just find your little niche.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's great. It's wonderful in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is Trev. I want to say first shout out to Jamar because I did see his film stream on what was it? Was it on Amazon, Jamar? I believe. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. Yeah,
congratulations.
Great for you. And,
shout that thing out. Shout it out.
Yeah, shout that out, Jamar. Yeah, it's a great film.
I've been shouting that out for a couple years now. My new film is actually hitting a little small theatrical run December 21st. So, but I'm gonna let you talk, bro, because I was gonna tap into this with you too.
No, we're gonna be there whenever it comes out. We're gonna be there to support that one too. So,
appreciate it.
But yeah, congrats on that, and I just think that it's great to see them actually allowing us to have our voice on the streaming that's going on now. And I just think for us as filmmakers, my comment is more about what we give them. Jamar's a great filmmaker. I'm sure his next film is going to be great too, but we want to make sure that we're giving them
quality material, things that we can feel positive about, things that, make us as people proud of, what we're seeing, because I'm sure everybody on this phone has seen films and you're like, what the hell was that? And, we want to make sure, because it all starts with our ideas and, what the people who are the backbone of making this film and what we put out in the storylines and all that. And, which is why his film is where it is, because, he did give it that consideration and make sure that it was the best quality it can be and the best, the best content. As long as we continue to do that, they can't deny us our spot in streaming or anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to us to make them give it to us. You can't deny good quality. That's just reality.
That's true.
So, yep.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Just to piggyback a little bit on this, Mark. Shout out Jamar. That's like a brother to me. So congratulations, man. I told you that plenty of times before. Congrats on fourth quarter with your theatrical run, man. But I look at it and I say kind of just to piggyback. You can't deny talent. You can't deny great content. But I also think it just gives us, again, that platform, like we said again about the festivals, to just have a voice and to speak about what it is that we do as filmmakers. And so many people so worried about like network TV or trying to get it there, and just like those things are going to come. But we have an opportunity as independent filmmakers to be able to put our stuff on that type of platform where other major films are streaming. I think the opportunity of that is just so amazing, because now, you never could think about your name being in the mix with some of these great, filmmakers when you first started, to now that is like the opportunity for that to happen is so, you could come by that, much easier than what it was before, back in the day. It was just like, you had TV directors, you had movie directors, and they all had different categories, and they couldn't go in certain areas. Their films couldn't go certain places, so that we all can now be in one place, in one hub, and our names can be mentioned next to people that inspired us to shoot film. I think that's just an amazing thing.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mark, and thank everybody too. This is Jamar speaking. I agree with that. It was for me, that was an idea when I first started, was to get it on a streaming platform where people can have access to it. And I'm happy Amazon is more open than Netflix, because Netflix, became a platform and they closed off before you could pay them to get your product on there. And now they became where they a studio that just pick up different content that they're trying to make original. So I mean, the whole Amazon Prime wave and Google Play and Hulu and all of that stuff, man, that's a good wave, especially when you could just tell people go check your work out, and it's fast and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day too, the royalties behind it, we all want to get paid for our films. We all want to get paid for our work. So that also is a good thing. The more people that go watch it or click it, the more a little bit of cha-ching you get.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
Yes, indeed.
Which goes to our last topic, is about budgets. Now, obviously, I think maybe one of the biggest challenges being the indie filmmaker is coming up with that budget. How do you work around that, and how do you create that? How are you able to fund these projects and get them out there? And do you feel like you have to work even harder than the majors because it's indie and the budget maybe not be as large?
I could take this.
Absolutely.
Start this one off. Absolutely. For me, when you know what you're doing, I feel like it's easy.
Okay.
It takes things off when you have a good creative team behind you. How I always start off is after I finish writing, these scripts that I write, I try to write where I can shoot it. I don't try to do the whole you got to have a studio behind it. No, I just try to write things where I can shoot it and just get it out. That's the goal. As far as the budget goes, when you have, non-union, everybody know the difference between the non-union actors and the union actors.
you know, with the non-union, everyone just want an opportunity to just show their face. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the budget part come in, because the most money, some of it goes to production, and some of it goes to the actors. You know, when you get to the next level as the SAG actors. But I just say once you know what you want to shoot, and you have your DP, and you got your, you know, the audio and the sound, the mixer, the light, the gaffer, all that stuff, then you can work things through. You know, it don't take $1 million to make a movie, especially now with all the technology,
yeah,
cameras and stuff that's coming. You know, you can shoot a movie under $5,000, a whole feature. You know, you know, and get things done. It's just about the eye that you gotta have in the team. You know, so I'll say the budget is really what you make it, and around the people that want to just be passionate to work with you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think
Also,
too, to add to that was it's just kind of knowing where. I mean, it's a learning curve, but like Jamar kind of said, knowing where to spend your money is a big key. Because you can waste money doing a bunch of stuff that won't add any value to your project, but just kind of understanding where. Like, you may want to spend some extra money in post if you have it, versus spending money on the location that doesn't really make or break the film. So just kind of learning those things, I think, actually is a big help.
Mm-hmm.
I think well, this is Trevor. Sorry, I'm piggyback on what both of them just said. Jamar, he's absolutely right, and I want to add something to that a lot of people may not know about us, is that my brother and I, pretty much, the last two films that we just did, we did pretty much with no budget, and I'm saying that to say that people read the screenplay, and we got 30 people pretty much to volunteer their time, to volunteer everything that they wanted to do. The film that we just got finished doing was a true story about two brothers from South Africa who were pretty much accused of terrorism. I don't want to give the story away, but my brother and I played the lead characters, and again, like Jamar said, we didn't have $1 million. People read that screenplay, and they Googled the story, and they saw all the, you know, with all the injustices going on with everybody being accused of terrorism just because you wear a kufi. And, you know, they were just like, yeah, this is a great story. This is something I want on my resume. This is not, you know, just a film that was just thrown together. You can see that this is a powerful message. And, yeah, did we have somebody financing it? Nope. But guess what? We just wrapped the film last weekend. So
congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Congrats on that.
You know what? Can I chime in here? This is Max.
Yeah, go ahead, Max. You was waiting for a minute.
I just wanted to say, yes, right on to the other brothers, definitely. And I think one of the important things, too, is to work with the resources that you have and the people, as you all said, that want to get it done. And when you have that mentality and you have the script that works, you know, a story that people can resonate with, the rest will take care of itself. But I think it's really important to learn as much as you can about all of the various elements that go into a production so that you do not put yourself out of the game before you get into the game. It's so important to write with the resources that you have in mind, and then to cast very well, and to know how to shoot your film and to edit your film, and how all the different elements work on set, because you really don't need a lot of people to create a great film. You need a lot of really hungry people that are you know, on board with the vision, and that's what makes good movies.
Now, Doc, just to piggyback off that, Max, I'm in the process of shooting a movie right now as well. You know, that I'm doing, and a lot of it comes from resources, like you just said. And I was going to mention that, you know, resources is like key. When you write a script, and piggybacking off of Jamar and the other gentleman said, when you have a script and you know what you want to write and you know what you want to do, you know, you kind of write with the resources in mind, you know. So if you know you don't have a major budget to be able to put out on the film, if you know you got your Aunt Nettie house and your grandma house that's going, like, you know, say, hey, whenever you want to come through, you know, you make sure you write your film to those things where, you know, it really, really works for your film. The location works for your film, you know, and understanding those things. And I think even if you can't find, like when you talk about location, I think in films, locations are really key and what makes a film, you know, quality from inequality.
And you don't have to have money to get a location, like the brother was just saying. He had businesses that jumped on board because they read his story, So I think just being able to get that information out there, allow people to see your story, hear your story. So many people are going to volunteer and want to be a part of the process that, the fact of paying for anything never really comes to mind. So I think that just starts really to happen when we get into SAG and the things of that nature. And even still, SAG projects, you think they pay for everything? No, they have resources, and they tap into their resources to save on a budget, so it's the same thing, but just on a lower scale with us.
Awesome. Well, listen, fellas, let's wrap up, but I want to thank you all for taking time out your schedule. I'm going to go through each person, and I want you to answer the question, why you make films, or why do you do films, and tell us where we can keep up with you on social media. And if you have anything that's about to come out you want to drop, let us know. Let's start with you, Jamar. Why do you make films?
Oh, man. I make films from the passion, bro. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't know what I'd be doing in life no more, because I'm creative and talented, but my passion became filmmaking, affecting people, telling stories that just haven't been told, and entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is all entertainment. We want to see how we want to touch people in ways, because movies and music is the two most what's the word I'm looking for? Most effective industries, So I just say that the passion, the emotions of being a filmmaker is damn, bro. I just lost the train of my thought.
Right.
Tell me your question one more time. Tell me your question one more time.
It was why you make films and where we can keep up with you on social media.
There we go. That's why I make films for the people, bro. For the people, man.
Yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram and social media. Everything is under Jamar Hill, JAHMAR HILL. I'm a open book, so any questions, I'm always responding if I have the time. But this is me for the rest of my life, man, until God calls me home.
All right, David Durrell, why do you make films?
Well, for me, I think it's kind of like Jamar. If I'm not being able to write and create and tell stories, it's just seems like my existence isn't is in vain. They say on your tombstone, it's only the dash that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I'm feeling about, creating films and telling stories, and, people that can't tell their own story, or stories that need to be said, and people, are, kind of shy to tell certain stories. It's just I just love the art as a whole. There's just so many ways and opportunities to express yourself through film and, and video. There's no filter.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a filter. So yeah, to this, like Jamar said, to the day I die, I totally agree with you.
I hear that. Where can we keep up with you?
Yeah, so David Durrell, Facebook, Instagram, Monarch Motion Media, Instagram, Facebook. Got a short film, Mercy, on Amazon Prime, to check it out. And I'm going to defer to Chike because he kind of helps me with social media because I suck at it.
I'm his handler.
Aside from cameras and stuff, technology, I'm ready to go back to the pager, man. This is getting crazy.
Not the pager. Chike, since he diverted to you, why do you make films?
Oh, man, for the inspiration. I mean, that's the whole reason that I'm here, is inspiration. I like to give it, and I love to absorb it. That's just what life is about.
Yeah.
So you can find me here on the Stephen Knight Show every Monday night at 10 o'clock. And absolutely Chike everywhere else. Check me out. And I have to finish what Damon didn't finish. Amazon, we have Mercy streaming now on Amazon. The Sly film, check out the trailer. It's streaming now somewhere on your social media. Coming soon, probably 2019, Damon? Maybe?
Yeah, I would definitely think so.
Okay. And we're still in post-production on Providence movie. So, yeah.
Nice.
Big things coming.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Max Cole.
All right, man. And another shout out to all the gentlemen on this call, man. This is fantastic. As I sit through traffic driving it through LA, I got to tell you guys the reason why I love storytelling. Not only that, it's the collaborative process of cinema and working with people to produce something as a team that is infectious. The creative energy that comes from that is second to none. And that feeling you get when you go into a movie theater and you leave that theater at the end of that is powerful. And cinema, I feel, is it's transformative.
Yeah.
And you know, the lives that we can impact with cinema through this vehicle is just second to none. So love every part of the process. Love talking about it. Love looking at it. Love everything that has to do with cinema. So it's just it's a blessing to be able to tell stories. People can follow me on social media, Max Cole Films, maxcolefilms.com as well. I use Instagram too from time to time, but man, it's just a blessing to have an opportunity to powwow with all these other creatives here. This is fantastic.
So we appreciate you, Mark Johnson.
Likewise.
Yeah, kind of just to piggyback of everybody, you know, I love the creative process of filmmaking. I love storytelling. Being so that I used to be an actor, you know, going from actor and creator, you know, understanding both sides of the business, just being able to give other actors an opportunity to be able to show their talents and to be able to showcase what they have, you know, and bring something to the world. I feel like that was my purpose, was to, you know, explore and to be able to push up other people. And I've been blessed to be able to do that through film. I have my own movie coming out called The Hustle, be premiering in February 10th at the International House of Philadelphia. And the trailer actually be dropping December 15th, you know. So I really, like I said, I just love the process. I love the craft. And I love the cinematography behind everything, more so of anything. I'm more so shooting films now, you know, so just the whole process is going on behind that. But the people could find me on Instagram at Showtime The Shooter, and on Facebook it's Mark Johnson, and on Twitter it's Mark Johnson as well. And I thank everybody, you know, for coming out tonight and being able to hear everybody's perspective and take on the film business. And I definitely look forward to getting a friend request from anybody that I don't know here tonight. That way we can connect and keep this thing going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rasheed Walls.
Yes, sir. The reason why I make films, I love making films, and the great thing about the film medium to me is that if you love music, you can put it into film. If you love art, you can put it into film. If you love the spoken word, you can put it into film. You can go backwards, you can go forwards. You know what I mean? You can do anything with film if you can't do it so many other mediums.
Yeah.
That is, to me, is the ultimate expression.
Yeah.
So you know, that's why I love making films, and my film True Story is on Amazon as well, and you can reach me at Rasheed Wild on Facebook. I'm not a big media guy. I need a handler too. You know what I mean? I'm not a big you know what I mean? I'm not a big social media guy, but you know, you can always reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always down to connect with some brothers, and it's good to talk to you brothers, man, and get your perspectives and everything. And I was so happy to be part of this.
We appreciate you. The Farm Twins, Trevor.
Yes, sir.
Why do you make films?
So I honestly have to say, you know, it's just great to hear everybody on this call, and that, you know, I appreciate hearing so many you know, great filmmakers have, pretty much the same perspectives on things being, independent minority filmmakers. For me, I'm going to piggyback on what Max and I believe Mark both said, is that as an actor, the great thing about making movies is that once this project is done, you give somebody the opportunity for, 2 hours just to be able to step inside this screen and be a part of this story that's being told, and forget about all their problems, all the bills, all their wives cheating on them, whatever may be going on. You forget about all of that while you're watching this person perform, this story and tell this story. And, the one thing I appreciate with everybody is that not one person on this phone mentioned anything about money or anything about awards or anything. We don't do this, a true filmmaker, a true actor, director said, we don't do this because we want to see what the paycheck is going to be. We do this because this is who God, made us. I tell people all the time, I remember my brother and I, back in, since the third grade, we were always the kids that when the teacher left the classroom, we got up in front of the classroom and we just started doing stuff. That's just what we did. And we weren't saying, hey, this is going to make me rich one day. We were just performers, and we like to entertain, and, that's our passion. And now that's what we do when you put a film together. You're doing what you love. You want people to love what you love. It's not about a salary. It's not about, what we do it because this is just, who God made us. Everybody on this phone, God pretty much touched you and inspired you to take whatever it is that you have inside of you and put it into a film. And that's a blessing. It's a blessing, man.
Definitely.
It is. And in closing, I would like to say I hope that, one day everybody on this phone, we can get together on a film. I mean, that would be amazing if we could all collaborate on the project together.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well,
where can they keep up with you on social media?
So pretty much it's easy to find us. Troy Trevor Parham. Everything we have, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Troy Trevor Parham, and then our company is Twin Tone Entertainment. It's really simple. You can find that.
Right.
That's pretty much how you find us, and we're very reachable. So.
All right. And Troy, why do you make films?
I think it's funny. Everybody on this phone pretty much already said it best, and I think we all pretty much do it for the same reason. But one other thing is I just want to be able to, inspire the next voice and the next storyteller, and let people know that if you have a story to tell, and you want to be an actor, you want to play characters, and you want to inspire other people, and you want to show people that they can change, or there's hope, or there's whatever positive message that you want to send out there, you can do that through acting. You can do that through screenwriting. And if I can reach people to want to do that, then that's the only reason I didn't hear mentioned. But they covered everything. That was just one thing that I want to add. I want to get other storytellers and other filmmakers to come out and tell these great stories, and because we got to leave off somewhere. If we get done, somebody else got to pick up, right?
That's true.
So we want to make sure that they know how to do it, and we felt like we were a part of teaching them how to do that. So
that's true. That's true. Well, listen, I want to thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us tonight and giving your perspectives. I wish you nothing but continued success in your careers, your films. Can't wait to see what's to come. And I want to remind everyone listening that next week we invite the ladies to give them their perspective on what it's like to be a filmmaker. Gentlemen, have a great night, and thanks again.
You take
care.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Music machine, lyrics.
This that thing right here, K.
Yeah, boy.
Word. Look.
Do your thing.
Look. The product of housing tenements. Try blending with the innocent. It's to the moon like we chasing stars. Drinks in the air, we about to raise the bar. High Valerian can speak it, then can't eat with us. Dwayne Martin, this is just some seat fillers. Teach, level up there, see the growth. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoins, to who need the most. Look. Was quick to want squeeze the toast. These days, got my bread till I see a loaf. Greedy, couple plates, we gon' eat the most. Point game, if we trail, at least we keep it close. Sipping toast, sipping in moderation. It was written in the proclamation. My obligation to the fairest the will. Give food for thought till they cherish the meal. Swerve it and pill. Chicks, notice the squad. I ain't talking foreign exchange when I study abroad. Know the facade. Got us lunching up an Olive Garden. Talking about portfolios and profit margins. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimum.
We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal. Deep slumber, sleep till we see numbers. In the vision, seen it like Steve Wonder. Each summer hit a monetary apex. Lifestyle's much more than having safe sex. Strategic talks, dudes who don't pay chess. That's starving, only getting a taste test. Hood thesaurus, finish wines imported. Learn the game from ballers that stay scoreless. Rap my, we paint portraits. Spitting riddles like we socially awkward. Pyrex jaws to the corporate office. Catapulted movements was flawless. We about to take a sabbatical. Got the brand, the crown's just collateral. We patrolling different avenues. Life's a bitch, used to wanna marry you. Look, it's kinda hard to think practical. Think it's simple to new rational. Lack of aptitude, now me down the Georgia Shore. Authoritative, if you spill it, then it's word be law. Coded language, shit you never heard before. Verbal onslaught, like, what do you wanna hurt me for? Dig, I'm a lyrical enthusiast. Mumble rap, meet these niggas with a crucifix. We used to listen with exuberance. Think they bars coming from a lack of tutelage. Throwing jabs like a pugilist. Not the best, I suggest you go review your list. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal.
We're finally here.
Talk to him, K.
We're finally here.
Boy, lyrics, man. K Black the music and shit.
We're finally here.
Oh, wow. Feeling this.
We're finally here.
Oh, yeah.
know so much to hold on to. Be strong for our love. Cause I'm tired of being on hold. I am tired. Pick up and let me know. Let me know. If you want to move forward or to move on, let me know. Just let me know. Tired of being on hold. Girl, just let me know. Tired of being on hold. Girl, just let me know.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the First Lady Faith Evans, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
It's going well, Steve. How are you?
I'm good. I know you're a foodie, so you probably can't wait for Thanksgiving, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Short week and lots of food. So
What are you and the missus doing?
we're actually going to go visit her family. We're all going to Baltimore. Her sister has
nice.
for Thanksgiving, so we'll be up there in that area.
Okay.
So it should be pretty fun.
Nice. All right, well, I'll let you two take it away with movie reviews.
Sure thing. I'll kick off. So I caught up on 3 movies in the past couple of weeks, and one you guys talked about a while ago, but I'll kick it off briefly. So I did go see Bohemian Rhapsody, and for anyone unfamiliar, it does follow the story of Queen, and mainly Freddie Mercury and his life, and ending with with Queen's Live Aid performance in 1984 at Wembley Stadium. And this movie, best way I could describe it, it was good. It was fun. It's definitely a fun movie. You get to see the background of how some of their songs were made. Rami Malek, who plays Freddie Mercury, does a great job into the role. But besides that, it was missing a little bit. And I do warn people, and the movie does make a point, not to say it's based on a true story. There are a lot of true events, but there are a lot of things that did not happen as the movie made it. So just be aware, there's not a full kind of biography in that sense, but, these songs are awesome, and Queen was, the top end at its time, and people love them, and the songs everyone sings along with. So definitely, if you're looking for a fun movie, this won't disappoint. And I think even all around the acting was great. So I hope you agree, I don't know what your thoughts were.
Oh yeah, it was thumbs up for me. I recommended it.
Yeah, definitely a fun movie that'll have you checking out their playlist on Spotify. The next movie I saw was Overlord, and this one kind of came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't too familiar about it, but I saw a lot of posters on the streets for it, and this is best described as a Wolfenstein video game made into a movie. And for anyone who's unaware, it follows the story of this army unit that's landing in behind enemy lines before D-Day, and their mission is to take out this radio tower so they can get communications to the troops that are going to be landing on D-Day. And along the way, they discover that there's this secret underground facility that's doing testing on soldiers and turn them into super soldiers, turn them into villains, things like that. And as you can imagine, as anyone who's ever played a first-person shooter video game, it kind of follows that whole storyline. And honestly, for me, I would say the first 15 minutes when they land behind enemy lines was amazing. I was really psyched up for that. But afterwards, it fell apart for me. The dialogue was kind of bad. The acting overall wasn't great. This was produced by J.J. Abrams, so I had a little bit more hope for it. But overall, it was very predictable for watching a video game. So, again, if you're looking for something a little different, a little bit more action-y, check it out. Otherwise, this one, I think, is a direct streaming movie. Just wait till it comes out on Netflix.
Okay.
And and for my final one, I saw A Private War. And this one, you're getting a small release, and it's getting bigger release in other theaters as time goes on. But it's another biographical drama, and it follows war journalist Marie Colvin. And this is a person I had no idea who she was before I seen this movie. And she was a war journalist that really covered very important incidents, starting with, the Iraq invasion. She was in Afghanistan. She was in Libya when things were falling apart. Her life ends while she's in Homs, Syria, covering the atrocities there. And this movie, out of the three, was my favorite. It stars Rosamund Pike as Marie Colvin, and she does a great job of transforming herself into this person that we don't get to see a lot of these war journalists and what they have to go through, but you really get a good sense and kind of the seriousness of what she saw, and especially in Syria, what's still going on today with people dying and innocent civilians trapped between two warring factions, just kind of running out of supplies, running out of food, running out of medical attention. So highly recommend this one. If you want to see something, it's definitely not for the weak of heart, so be aware of that. But this one will definitely give you a good insight of, what continues to go on in the world today. So highly recommend.
Nice. Any awards for that one, you think?
I think so. It might get a nomination for something. I don't know. Rosamund Pike might get a nomination for Best Actress. She does do a real good job in the role. And, seeing after the movie ends, you can see a little clip of the real Marie Colvin, and she looks almost like her, so it's a very good representation. We'll see what happens. It's so tough. It might get bogged down by other films coming out in the next, week until award season, but we'll see.
Okay. So the film that I saw was The Frontrunner, which stars Hugh Jackman, and he's playing disgraced presidential candidate, Democratic Gary Hart in 1988. I don't know if you remember, before there was Dukakis, there was Gary Hart, and then there was the scandal where he had been cheating on his wife, and they found out. And this was a monumental situation, simply because this is the first time that the tabloids took a part in the political part. This is the first time that the news changed to what it is now through this scandal. They basically used the smear campaign to discredit him when he had to drop out of the race. So this movie, which Hugh Jackman does so beautifully, stars Gary Hart, and he brings it home. Hugh Jackman is that dude to me. There's nothing that he can't do, and he's just one of those bankable artists for me that any movie that he's going to be in is going to sell, just because he's that good. And if you think about what he's done since he's been Wolverine, the variants of roles that he's played, he's dynamic, and he brings it home again to this movie. It probably won't be one that you'll go to the theater to see, but it definitely is one that you will want to watch in your living room, because it's a good film. And if you were around during the 1988 part, we all know what the scandal was and how that man's dirty laundry just got spilled out into everyone's living room.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't born yet.
Neither was I.
No, I think I've heard about it, in history or something. No. But it was good.
Now,
you were saying, Adam?
So this is, from what I heard, this is Hugh Jackman's Oscar attempt. What did you think she did?
I think that he could pull it off. This was good.
Perfect.
This was beyond good, actually.
Nice. I saw a movie as well, guys, yesterday. I went and saw Widows with Viola Davis.
How is that?
It was a great movie. It was kind of weird, but it was really good. For me, a standout performance, Cynthia Urvino. She's from Broadway, but she plays in this role too. And they've been promoting it, and it's usually Viola Davis, Elizabeth Debicki, and Michelle Rodriguez who've been promoting it. But she should be on it because she's just as much in the film as they are. But she does an amazing job. I knew she's an amazing singer, but I didn't know she could act. She did a great job acting. You could tell she did her own stunts because it looked just like, I mean, it was her. You could see her doing it. But it was a really good movie, I have to say. Viola Davis does not disappoint for me. I'm team her all day. But it was a lot of interesting twist. I'm not a movie reviewer, but I don't want to give it away. But a lot of interesting twists in the movie. It's a really good movie, though. And then the guy from Black Panther and what's the one where they had Get Out? Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. He was in there. I couldn't stand his character, but no, it was a really good movie. It was a really good movie. So I recommend everybody go see it. That's my little 2 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it's actually on my list.
Yeah,
between Creed and Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have something to say. Anyone that has Amazon Prime, you will be able to see Aquaman a week before everyone else in the world.
Oh, wow.
If you have Amazon Prime, please research, Google it. There's a site. Actually, if you're following me on Facebook, I did post it up. If you have Amazon Prime, click on that link, and you can purchase your ticket to see it a whole week before everyone else in the world can. Only Amazon Prime people. Only Amazon Prime.
Nice. All right, anything coming down the pipeline other than like obviously Creed 2 and all that?
Oh man, a million things. I think this week since it's Thanksgiving week, we got movies for everyone. So Creed 2, of course, comes out on Wednesday. Ralph Breaks the Internet, the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, comes out on Wednesday. For some reason, they made another Robin Hood movie. Starring Taron Egerton from Kingsman fame. But yep, that's coming out on Wednesday. So we have three big movies, and then of course later this week, The Green Book, starring Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali, looks really good. Comes out as well. So it's a big release week. So you will have a lot of movies to watch over the holiday if you haven't gotten around to seeing anything.
Awesome.
And you heard it here first. That Green Book movie, you heard it here first. That Green Book movie is going to be the one to watch at the Oscars. That one.
What are you watching on TV? I know, Adam, since you've been out so much lately, Cheeky and I have been discussing.
Yeah.
We've been discussing what we watch on TV. Because there's a lot of great shows out now. What do you watch? Do you watch TV?
Yeah. I've seen the TV from time to time, and I've been watching. So The Man in High Castle season 3 just came out. We've been meaning to watch that. The Marvelous Miss Maisel, which came out last winter and was like only about 6 or 8 episodes, was a great Amazon Prime show that came out, but not too much besides that. Really. So my fiance hasn't seen Lost. We've been watching that, kind of rewatching that, and that's a fun show, but it's of course over a decade old. Besides that, nothing else new or nothing on TV.
Okay.
So I started watching Homecoming with Julia Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
On Amazon Prime. Check that out. That's really, really good.
It is good?
Surprisingly good.
I figured with her in it would be good.
Work, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'll check that out.
I'm still watching my shows. 911 comes on tonight with Angela Bassett. I watch This Is Us, A Million Reasons Why, Greenleaf. Oh my God, Greenleaf. I think its season finale is this week. Well, no, I think it's next week because of holidays. But it is amazing. What else am I watching? A Million Reasons Why I said that. It's a whole lot. Oh, Star, Empire. Wednesday is
Go
ahead.
Almost forgot. One more show on Netflix, The Bodyguard. It's really, really good.
It's good?
Really good.
Okay. Yeah. It's a lot of good TV. All right, guys. As always, I thank you for letting us know what to spend our money on, what not to. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. And we'll be back in December.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a good holiday.
All right. Right back after this.
Oh my God.
she want reggae. Me no want do it, but the girl beg it. So me tell her bend over and take the peggy. Long cocky style and just give me a smile. See me I not no regular one chat the bad man. Don't call me cellular, call me people them, call me people them, call me people. Cause me no one chat to you the blood clot, but I you what? One suck your mother no full of big chat, but come back it up straight. Tell that girl back it up. Birthday suit for what? Get the cocky up. Hey, me no want no boring wine. Me don't want no boring wine. Your body, your body, your body, your body, your body, your body physically fit. Oh my God, my girl nice. In the day and in the night. Oh my God, my girl nice. My night nurse treat me right. They say, oh my God, my girl nice. In the day and in the night. Oh my God, my girl nice. My night nurse treat me right. Go there, shut. Go there, shut. Go there, shut. Boss it, boss it. Go there, shut. Go there, shut. Go there, boss it, boss it. Go there, shut.
This is Janera, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Aaron Cosby, how's it going, man?
Stephen Knight, man. What's up?
It is Thanksgiving week. You got anything planned?
Nah. Other than work, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I'm not going to say that I have work to do and studies to do.
Well, that's real right now. That's reality, huh?
Yeah. My Thanksgiving will be the second week of December.
Oh, okay.
Second week, yeah. Once the finals are over and everything,
You can just relax for a minute.
Yeah. But I don't know. If I do go anywhere, it'll be something quick.
Okay, I got you.
It's like a little day trip or something.
Yeah. All
What
right.
about you?
Well, we're doing Friendsgiving here. Miss Parker is cooking, which she's amazing.
I need my T-shirt.
Yeah, the T-shirts. And listen, the T-shirts are available now on our website, thestephenknightshow.com. You can get the T-shirts now. Right now, they're in black and white. Like we have the black T-shirt with the white writing, and we have the white T-shirts with the black writing. And I'm telling you, they're great shirts. Because sometimes you get T-shirts, and they don't fit right, or it doesn't shape. These T-shirts are amazing, and so.
I was so jealous. I'm like, where is mine?
Everyone's been asking about them.
In the mail somewhere.
It's in the mail. Everyone's been asking about these T-shirts, and I mean, they turned out really great. And so,
they did. I was like, well, I'm like, that makes so much sense. It's like, it's a walking billboard. Like,
exactly.
People are going to ask questions.
Yeah.
Who is that? What is?
Everyone asked. Miss Parker and I just some volunteer work over the weekend. And we wore the shirts. And everyone's asking, what's the Stephen Knight Show? What's the Stephen Knight Show? And so it was a great, There
you go.
Yeah, so.
There you go. Speaking of the Stephen Knight Show, are you going to try to get Ronnie DeVoe or his wife or something?
Absolutely.
Because I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. We talked about that in Hot Topics. It is. Yeah, they're an interesting couple. Right, they're an interesting couple.
Yeah. But let me just say this: their twins are adorable.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Yeah.
They're an attractive family. They're just interesting personalities.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. All right, sports. Here we go.
I was talking about you yesterday, by the way. I was out and about, and I was watching the Falcons and the Cowboys game. And
how the Falcons did what they do best.
I was like, hey, Ron's going to have a fit. He's going to have a fit.
Can't nobody do the Falcons better than the Falcons.
Yeah. Yep.
So the new F word is Falcons.
Right. They
that
lost
Falconed up, man.
At the last minute, 22-19. What were your thoughts on the game?
Falcons.
Typical.
The typical Falcons. I mean, they gonna Falcon it.
Yeah.
They gonna Falcon it up every time. They Falcon it up every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
They suck. They suck. They suck.
I meant to text you because I was thinking about you. The minute the day I hit that field goal, the Cowboys said, I said, Aaron's gonna have a fit.
I mean, and it's such a beautiful stadium. Like,
yeah,
it's such a beautiful stadium downtown Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta is such a nice city.
Yeah,
it deserves better. It deserves so much better.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons fans are such passionate fans. Like,
oh, they are. Yeah,
have a great fan base. Atlanta sports, at least with regards to the Falcons
mm-hmm.
and the Braves, are a solid fan base.
Yeah,
the Hawks fan, that's a whole nother conversation.
Right,
but
right.
Falcons die hard. People love their Falcons, but this is ridiculous, man. Like it's just crazy.
Wow, yeah.
And I don't want to say that it's the coach, because it's like every few years it's like there's always a new coach, and I want to believe in this system. I want to believe in the coach and his philosophy,
right.
But I don't know, man. Like but again, what have I told you before? It seems like the players in Atlanta, with regards to the Falcons, at least, they always got their little hands on their hips.
Yeah.
And, this is too much. And I don't, 28-3 again. Oh, my goodness. Like,
yeah.
It's
wow.
Look, he said, I'm sorry. For one of the Falcons.
You can't understand it, huh?
I'm just... Oh my goodness, this is hard to do. To actually win a football game. Oh my goodness. Like that's what they give me.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they give me.
You crazy boy.
You can follow my comedy show, man, on Instagram, on Facebook.
Right.
All right. Anyway, yeah, Falcons that up. What about okay, hold on. But I gotta give my props to the Dallas Cowboys because
mm-hmm.
they were struggling. Like both teams were struggling.
Right. Yeah.
And it just went the other team's way.
Hey,
props Dallas. Hey, y'all might they might, if they can really start winning more than just one game in a row. If Dallas can actually put up a nice solid second half
mm-hmm.
of the season, they could squeak in to the playoffs. The Washington Redskins are not a solid team. Like Dallas could easily run the table and could easily win the NFC East.
And the Redskins lost.
And also now that Alex Smith is pretty much done at quarterback for the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
So the quarterback issues, Washington could easily lose a lot of games coming up. And if Dallas wins and then Washington loses, then there you go.
It's true.
Got the Dallas Cowboys in there. So we'll see. Oh, the Saints. I've been talking to some Saints fans.
Uh-huh.
They are clowning. They cannot wait to go to Atlanta to watch their team win the Super Bowl in Atlanta. They say that they are going to turn Atlanta out because
the Saints blew the Eagles out yesterday.
The Falcons, that is a rivalry. Like the Saints Falcons, it's like bloody.
Yeah,
it's bloody.
Yeah,
it's fun, but it's intense.
It is intense.
So
yeah.
They are saying they are about to turn Atlanta into the French Quarter, which I said, please do, please,
mm-hmm.
do. Please.
Well, they blew out the Eagles yesterday, 48-7. I mean, did the Eagles even show up?
The Eagles are still at last year's Super Bowl,
right?
Like but you know what? Hey, the Eagles got their Super Bowl. They didn't. I was gonna say, man, because listen to this. The Eagles played the exact same team that the Falcons played.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eagles did not have a 28-3 lead.
No.
The Eagles had to they work but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Mindset. Philadelphia, they just hard, blue collar, tough, grimy team. They are not going to just think that it's done, hand on their head. Oh my God! Like, nah, we're going to beat you. We know that we're going to beat you. The Falcons, we got a 28-3 lead. Hey,
let's chill. Right, exactly.
Yeah, they just chill. They was ordering, I guess, rings already and bottles of champagne. And,
right. They were doing what Hillary did. The 2016 election. Bruh. Had the balloons ready, champagne on deck.
They had everything on deck.
Yeah.
They was like, yo, we got this. And they got played.
Yeah.
And they got played yesterday. And this whole season they've been played. And they got played last season. And they're going to continue to get played until they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to win that.
Period.
They got to win that.
Like,
yeah.
That's yeah. And I would say that they have to actually play Tom Brady and the Patriots again. But I'll even right now.
Just let them win the Super Bowl at this point. Right,
that's
exactly.
probably not going to happen again. They definitely need to win it, though.
Yeah.
But it would be great if they could do it against Tom Brady, but that's probably not going to happen. So, yeah. So, all right. Predictions. NFL. Right now. Hear me out. In the Super Bowl, I got I'm Saints, and in the AFC, I don't know the Patriots. I don't know. I'm liking Kansas City, but I'm also liking Pittsburgh. Like Pittsburgh is like quietly because they were down 16-0 against Jacksonville yesterday on the road in Jacksonville, and
came back and won it.
Pittsburgh came back and scored 20 unanswered points in the second half.
Yeah.
And won the game 20-16.
Yeah, they sure did.
So it's an ugly win. I mean, Pittsburgh's game is very ugly, but it's effective. And they don't quit. They are like the Patriots. Like, they don't quit. They do not quit. If I'm down 15-20, okay, cool. I'll just
it's not over.
Beat you by like 3 points. Or,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Saints. Oh, man. I don't know. The AFC, it could be a toss-up. So, Pittsburgh. Saints in Pittsburgh. But okay, this is real quick. The team that the two teams that I would love to see would be the Patriots and the Saints, just because I want to see Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. I just think that would be epic, just epic. So that's what I want to see.
Okay.
Who do I think's going to win? I don't think that the Patriots, as of right now, can beat Kansas City on the road, because it looks like Kansas City, if things are going the way that they're going now, Kansas City will be the top team in the AFC, which means that they'll have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which means that the Patriots would have to go to Kansas City to play them in probably the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And although they played each other earlier this season and the Patriots won in Foxborough, the Patriots barely won, and Kansas City was kind of nervous that first half, but played excellent ball.
They came back,
half, and they lost, I believe, by like 3 points or something. Like, it was a very close game, great game. I think Kansas City is even better now than they were then, and they'll be at home, and I think that it will be a different story. And I think Tom Brady will be running for his life, trying not to get sacked.
Right.
But so there we go. All
right.
That's all I got, man. Unless you want to talk about the Lakers.
Well, briefly, we're running out of time, but go ahead briefly. What do you want to talk about the Lakers?
The Lakers doing okay. They're all right. I mean, it's still early. Again, like I said in the past,
right?
They just need a couple of tweaks here and there. Get rid of a few players, bring in a few more players, and let Bron be Bron. And the second half, I think it'll get better.
It'll get better.
I think it's definitely going to get better, and I see them making the playoffs.
All right. We'll be watching. Definitely, we'll be watching.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, and I hope you get a plate somewhere. Somewhere, get a plate.
I know, right?
All right, Aaron.
Man.
Well, enjoy your holiday.
All right, man. Thank you. Same to you.
All right. Right back after this.
Doctor E.
It's been a long time coming out. I overcame all the drama now. I'm going strong on my bounce back. My setback got me on track. Now every day it's a new task. Face my fears covered up underneath the mask. I had to ease my mind from the crazy shit, adjusted for the perfect fit. Scars from my past, but surrounded with the counterfeit. All I need in this life is me. No stress, no pain, feel free. Look around, up and down, can't you see? All I need is me. Let me catch the grips, control my attitude, let me lock my lips. And when they pop the clips, I push the anchor down, then I rock the ship. Yo, I've been smoking steady, tripping, get the sipping. Told them, listen, I ain't ready for the petty. When I dodge it, I stay ready. Fatal humble, keep it heavy, stay low key. Call me shady, I ain't with it. Tell them critics, I ain't with it. It was kinda hard for me to see. Dreaded pain turn to misery. Lack of love in the families. Jealousy from my enemies. I had to keep it going. Shoulder weight maxed out, keep it flowing. Then I rise above it. Bragging rights, longer nights, I put nothing for it. Chuck. All I need in this life is me. No stress, no pain, feel free. Look around, up and down, can't you see? All I need is me. All I need in this life is me. No stress, no pain, feel free. Look around, up and down, can't you see? All I need is me. Yeah. All I need is. Ain't nobody out here living for me. 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 This recovery. So now I'm headed to recovery. Way to recovery. I'm headed to recovery. So now I'm headed to recovery. All I need is me. All I need in this life is me. No stress, no pain, feel free. Look around, up and down, can't you see? All I need is me.
This is Miss Parker, and you're listening to the Stevie Knight Show.
We in this biatch, like we're all over our sweethearts. Self-discovery, lesson learned, we on our Alfred Hitchcock. East Coast hard, West Coast hard. Rest in peace to pop, poetic hip-hop. Round and round we go. Life cycle, tick-tock, it's me. Someone an anomaly, first degree of hip-hop hypocrisy. Never fit in what you motherfucking label me. As I sit back and watch, never interject. Money in the bank with the ill concept. Vision is clear, never gets complex. Chillin' on the scene like Peace Hotel. For the 1800 and vanilla coke. Sit back and chill, maybe even smoke. Summertime lounging, good to go. Chillin' at the beach, that's how we roll. I make it sexy, baby. Make it sexy. Make Make it, shake it. Just don't break it. Get that sexy.
We be the scene stealers, way back Castillers, Hollywood Hill real dealers, no filters. Louding in the cut with the cold chillers, twisted on the sun, propaganda for fun. Run, forest run, dream builders. Fly establishment, clean with fresh kicks. Good evening, sunbathing where the money went. Harlem bars, Harley stars, two twisted Uber cars, stripper poles, diamond gold, church basket, tied and hold. Private gyms, salty ribs, exclusive diamond fold friends, purple label, more stable, life coach, now you're able. Cabotins, spa stands, freaky hints. But yo, where the money, where to make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it super fly.
Make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it fly high.
I'll make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it super fly.
I'll make it sexy, baby.
Make it, shake it. Just don't break it. Get that sexy.
Scene stealers, Hollywood heel dealers, lounging in the cut with the big willers, rocking clean whips and fresh kicks. Harlem bars, Harley stars, twisted Uber cars.
Car ride by with the booming system. Throwback vibe with a good intention. Lover who you are, don't be scared to mention. Chillin' with my beats, no ill pretension. Catch the waves, dancing days, Sundays, fun days, Fridays, payday, make money any day. Whatever you do, love it and be free. And remember, I'll make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy.
Make it sexy, baby.
Make it super fly.
Make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it fly high.
I'll make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it super fly.
Make it sexy, baby.
Make it, shake it. Just don't break it. Get that sexy.
Make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it super fly. Make it sexy. Make it fly high.
Make it sexy, baby.
Make it sexy. Make it super fly. Make it, shake it. Just don't break it. Get that sexy.
Make it sexy, baby.
The vulnerable one.
I wanna know if you know what I know, that I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. Made the game stacking cookies up, let me wet the club up. If you a scrub, get the fuck out the club, cause I need bosses in the love. Somebody I can lean on, taking flights out the city. Play with this pretty kitty, I always make the beat a lady. Random taking shots, stir the cookies up, make the milk drip. Oh, you like hot grip? Here's a tease, baby boy strip. Call the ship, call me Chip. Never slip, pussy wet, caution it. Take a taste, never waste a juice face. Yeah. Never changed it, took a shot. All brick, I'm the #1 pick. Call me Slick Rick, cause I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna know if you know what I know, that I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna get down, everybody party tonight. I wanna know if you know what I know, that I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna get down, everybody party tonight. Damn, it's a bad bitch. Them made a kid with a bad bitch. Here's the pitch, score on it. Why they mad at your boy? Thought it was a tour. I'm coming for the crown like it's the last in the world. King and Boy 12. Randy said, oh girl, never come for me. Phone me. Matter of fact, offers me. It's a fact. You hoes is whack. Here's the potty, sit on it, take the crown, wear it, bitch, make me mad, cause you it, the next superstar. I'm the next superstar, yeah. They never understand the struggle, what you had to juggle. Here's a muzzle, finish the puzzle, UBC, I'm the Russell, I'm the muscle. Respect my hustle, cause I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna know if you know what I know, cause I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna get down, everybody party tonight. I wanna know if you know what I know, that I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna get down, everybody party tonight. Get down for the crowd. Everybody wants you when you're not around. Sex make you drown. Did good, I never frown. Get down for the crowd. Everybody wants you when you're not around. Sex make you drown. Did good, never frown. I wanna know if you know what I know, that I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna get down, everybody party tonight. I wanna know you know what I know, that I'm a bad motherfucker from the 910. I wanna get down, everybody party tonight.
What's up, y'all? We are June's Diary, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Well, that's our show. I want to thank our special guest panel for joining us. Go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com, for more information. Don't forget, you can order your Stephen Knight Show t-shirts at our website, thestephenknightshow.com. Listen, have a great Thanksgiving, and God bless. Talk to you next week. Good night.
Tonight it's all eyes on me. Everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand to the floor.